guys, it's Quita. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're not new, thank you so much for coming back by to catch another video. So today is going to be all about menu planning. You guys have been saying that you miss my menu planning videos. I used to go really hard on my menu planning videos, but I slacked off a little bit with the actual videos, although I've still been menu planning, of course. So I thought on today's video, I would talk you through a little bit about how I menu plan, just in case you haven't seen past videos, and also do a recipe with you guys. So that's what we're doing today. So if you are new here to my channel, I do hope that you will stick around. You'll consider subscribing, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and turn that notification bell on. That way you don't miss any future videos. So without further ado, if you want to see a little bit about how I menu plan and then a menu plan with me, make sure to stay tuned. Alright guys, as you guys know, if you've been here for some time, I adore menu planning. It's my favorite part of planning, love to cook, and am working on adding lots more cooking videos to my channel. And I know I always say that, but I am really planning on it coming up. I'm going to be doing some keto recipes and meal planning and such. I've also flipped through this 2 times on my channel. I'll probably be doing another flip through because I have added lots more recipes. And so I thought I would just show you really quickly how everything is set up in here. This is the Happy Planner Recipe Keeper. I do have both recipe keepers. There's one that has red discs and it's got like a different cover, totally different cover. This is also the snap-on hard cover that I put on top of this because I just wanted it to have a certain look to it and be durable, because I do take this into my kitchen sometimes. And also Miss Addison is going to get this passed down to her once she becomes older and decides to have a family of her own. She'll have all of our family favorite recipes that she can share with her family. So that's kind of the outside of how it's set up. In the inside, I've got some sticky notes here. I've also got a shopping list, and all of this came in the box because I did purchase this as a box set. And then this market list, and then these are stickers from my shop, which is just a menu planning kind of sticker sheet, which works very well with the recipe keeper. And then I've got some recipes that I need to plan for. So I printed all of these with my Canon selfie printer. You guys know that's what I use to print out my photos. And sometimes what I do is I don't want to waste any paper, so I use the Project Life app, which I'll show you really quick. And I don't like wasting any paper when I'm printing out for my recipe cards, because normally how it comes is it will print based on, of course, how you structure it. And how I structure it is I like to have 4 per page. So I'll do like this one here, or I'll do this one, just so I can maximize that sheet of paper, which I believe is either 4x6 or 5x7. Can't recall. It might be 4x6 because that looks like this is what the template calls for. And so I like to have the structure like this, so that way I can have 4 photos and I don't waste that paper, and then I just cut it, and then whatever I don't use, and during that planning session I store here. So as you can see, I've got a lot of recipes I need to plan for. These are probably all keto, so I just clip them here on a Happy Planner pocket folder. And then when you flip it over, I do have some Publix recipes. I didn't buy the Publix binder. They do have a binder. Happy Planner is so awesome because you can just punch it and put it in a planner or put it on discs. And so I initially had these punched and put in here, but it was becoming too bulky. So I think what I'm going to do is create a whole separate binder for this and just clip them in that planner. And so that is probably going to occur sometime down the line. And so that's what these are, Publix apron meals. And then we get to the actual planner, and I don't really use these categories as much as I probably should. I try to stick to some of them. Like this is family favorites. I've got a lot of stuff in here that are family favorites. And then this section I don't really use for main dishes. I just kind of store sheets in here and pull it as needed. And then I do have some stuff in here for entertaining. So I don't really stick to these categories here besides family favorites and healthy fare. And I think I'll also stick to like desserts. But other than that, I just kind of pull the sheets from that particular section. So most of my recipes are contained in this healthy fare section. It's a mixture of keto recipes, vegan recipes, Weight Watchers recipes, just all intertwined in one, but I do have them sectioned off within this particular section. So whenever I do a keto recipe, I'm going to kind of stick it in the same area. And so I've got a lot of recipes in here that have not been planned for, because typically what I do, just to talk a little bit about my routine, is I'll pull a blank page from here and I'll stick it in my planner in the recipe planning section. So let me turn there for you really quickly. And I normally store blank pages in this section as well as planned for recipes in this section. And so if we turn there, Happy Planner has the new home expansion pack, home management expansion pack. So I've been using that. And of course, they've got a meal plan section here. And so I've been using this pretty much exclusively recently in terms of the weekly meal plan sheets. These sheets are used to plan out your Monday through Sunday meal planning, and then there's a place for grocery list here, and then also on the back we've got more place for grocery lists, some snack bites, and some recipe and meal prep section there. That way you can plan out your whole entire menu, because typically in the past I really just only planned out my dinners, and so it is great to have that additional space here to be able to write some prep instructions and then your snacks and things. And so that's what I store here in this section mainly. And then here we come to the blank recipe cards. Now I do love the new recipe cards. I did order them in big size, and then Happy Planner sent me these in mini size, which you've seen on my channel. And I love these. It's just that they are very busy, but they are cool from time to time to pop in when you want an additional pop of color. But I love these. These are classic, and I love the neutrality of them. And so that way you can decorate them however you'd like without, so much busyness going on. So I do like both, and so that's why I went ahead and ordered the bigger size of these, and then I have tons more of these because again I do have 2 recipe keeper planners, and so I like the aesthetic and the look of the one that I just showed you, but I did want additional paper. They don't sell an expansion pack of just the paper, and so I went ahead and purchased another recipe keeper, and I just pull paper from that other one and store it in the one I showed you. And once it becomes too bulky, because it is almost at capacity, I don't have expander rings on it yet, then I'm going to go ahead and put those expander rings on, and that way it'll give me a lot more space. And so typically what I do is I'll pull at least 2 sheets out of that planner. I do have 3 in here, and whenever I'm in bed or on the go and I just want to do some planning, then I'll go ahead and of course I've got those photos. I'll grab some of those photos and go ahead and adhere them, and then I'll write in the recipe. I'll bring a couple of sticker books with me and then write in the recipe. So that's one aspect of it, is just not necessarily needing to plan and use these for the week, but just wanting to be wanting to decorate something and wanting to be creative and doing it just at my leisure time. And then the second part of that is pulling recipes that I am using for that week. And so what I'll do is I'll go in here and I'll figure out what I want to eat, and if I have the recipe here, well, typically let me back that up, is I'll go onto Pinterest and I'll look at my keto recipe board on Pinterest, and I'll see what I want to cook from there. And if I don't have the recipe, then I'll create the recipe. So I do have a board on keto, which you guys have been following, and it is called Keto Life, I believe. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Keto Lifestyle. And so this has tons of recipes for keto, because as you guys know, I've been doing keto on and off. So typically I'll do at least 1 keto recipe per week, sometimes more, since it's been hit or miss for me. But again, I told you guys I'm really going strong now, and so I'm going to be doing all keto recipes. But I was just initially, well, not initially, but recently, because I slacked off a little bit, just kind of doing a couple of keto recipes, or maybe 1 keto recipe per week. And so once I find it here, and for the most part, I kind of know what I've already planned for. But what I'll do is I'll cross-reference it once I choose it from here with my my recipe keeper to see if I've already planned for it. And if I've already planned for it, I'll pull it out of here and I'll stick it in here. And so that way, when I get ready to cook, all of my recipes are in my menu section, or my meal plan section of my Happy Planner. And so I don't have to reach for this to grab for anything. It's already here. And so that's typically what I'll do. And then if it's not planned for, then that's what these sheets are going to be for as well. And so yeah, so I just wanted to talk you through that part of the process. So This has been very useful for me to have this section. Prior to this new expansion pack, I did use the older one, which wasn't available, so I'm so happy that Happy Planner decided to come out with another one. But I am keeping my older one as well, just because I don't know, I just can't part with it for now. But I do love the updated version. I love the neutralness of it, or the, you know, how neutral it looks, and it's just really, really pretty. And so I love having it there. And so that is pretty much how I menu plan. And then once I figure out what I'm making, I've got my recipes here, then we come over to our regular week and we will write in the recipes here, or also, you guys know I use a half sheet. This is the current week. I've been really slacking on it, y'all. And or I'll write it here, or whatever half sheet I decide. There's tons of half sheets from the Happy Planner. I sometimes will fold over a full page and decorate it the way I want. You guys have seen those videos on my channel. And then I'll make it into a weekly meal plan sheet. So you've got options there. And then also in the dashboard layout, they've got a section here for your menu planning. And so I'll write it here, and then I'll also write it in my mini Happy Planner, just because I like them to kind of both, you know, go hand in hand together. And so that's what I typically do in terms of having it in front of me. And then I'll say, okay, Monday we make, maybe I shouldn't look at this week. Maybe I should look at a previous week. I don't know. Maybe I don't even have it in here. Because this is, I have both of these in here. I didn't even talk to you guys about that yet, but I do have the dashboard layout in here, as well as the monthly in here. If you saw my Instagram, you know I'm kind of toying with the idea of going back to the dashboard layout. I haven't quite decided yet, so I'm keeping both Marches in here just until I decide. So I was going to talk about that on my Plan With Me for my classic planner, but I didn't do that for this week yet. But it is going to go up soon, so I'll talk to you a little bit more about that once I film that video. So let's look at this week, because this week I'm slacking off because I have this week as well, which is actually technically this week, which I haven't written in yet. So you guys see where my headspace is. I got a lot going on, and I got a lot to consider. So this is typically how I'll write it out, and then I'll come here and I'll say, okay, Monday we're doing burgers. So let me go back here and let me pull the recipe to see what, you know, how to make that and what my grocery list items are. And then I'll come back here and I'll find the recipe card for that, and it should be stuck in here somewhere, and then I'll be able to see what I need, and then I'll go ahead and write the grocery list in here. Because sometimes this is only filled out and this isn't filled out yet until Sunday. I do sit down to do this on Sunday, but sometimes it may not be both in the same session. So I'll go ahead and plan out my menu right here and pull my recipe cards, or put blank recipe cards in there. And then when I really get in the right frame of mind, then I can go ahead and pull those recipe cards from the back, or look on Pinterest if it hasn't been planned for yet, and write in my grocery list. And then that's when I'll sit down and I'll get my recipe cards, and I'll actually fully plan it out, and I'll store it in the back. And so that's what I typically do. And then of course I have to have this written here, or again, if I don't write it there, it's going to be somewhere in my planner, whether it's here or on a half sheet. And so that way I know exactly what we're making for the week. And so that's typically how I meal plan. So of course, again, it's going to start with figuring out from Pinterest what I need to cook, and then pulling the recipe sheets if I have them in my recipe keeper, or creating them if I don't, and then writing them here on the weekly meal plans, and then also coming up with my grocery list, and then ordering them from Kroger ClickList or Walmart Grocery Service. And then they will arrive here if I get them delivered. If I don't get them delivered, then I'll go pick them up, then I'll store them in my refrigerator, and then I'm ready to cook for the week. So that's typically how I do my menu planning. So I wanted to talk you guys through that first, just in case you were wondering, and if you haven't seen any of my previous videos. So I need to keep this open. I'm going to go ahead and grab some menu planning sheets from the back, and then let's do a recipe together. So if you are wanting, so go ahead and grab out your recipe sheets if you want to plan with me, and let's go ahead and plan out a recipe. And I've got lots of options. Ooh, you know what? Actually, what I decided to do, guys, I forgot, is I have several recipes, y'all, that I have already started the process for planning on. I talked about that a little bit earlier in this video. So I'm not going to do a full out new page. I'm going to grab one of those pages from here that I started planning and just plan it out. So as you can see, I've got a lot of pages like this that aren't quite planned for yet, for whatever reason. And so I'm gonna go ahead and just plan for one of these recipes, so that way it's done. And so we'll do this one on the back side, because I think I'm gonna cook that this week or next week. I did also pull these mini recipe cards. Not sure what I'm going to use them for quite yet. And I've also got the menu planning, the new menu planning multi-pack from the Happy Planner, which has stickers at the top, and then it's got sticky notes in the middle, and it's got some journaling cards here at the bottom. And then I pulled these other sticker books from the Happy Planner. This one is Love Your Selfie, this one's food, and this one is drinks. And I may also pull the bigger value pack sticker book, which is food, as well, off of my cart, and some other things as well. So I just wanted to show you what I'm going to use as the foundation of this spread. We've already got the photo here because I already had planned to decorate this, but for whatever reason I didn't. So let's go ahead and get started, and I am going to find the recipe on Pinterest, and then I'll be able to see exactly what is needed for this and go ahead and plan it out. All right, so I found it here on Pinterest, and it actually has a 5-star rating. So I normally tend to stick with recipes like that. I also know what my family likes at this point, and so I can look at a recipe and I'll know whether or not they'll eat it. And so when I'm planning these recipes out, some of them I haven't tasted, but because again I know what my family likes, I can pretty much gauge whether or not I should create that as a recipe card. So let me go ahead and grab my pen, and we are ready to go, y'all. And so I'll talk you through what we need and go ahead and plan it out. All right, so let's go ahead and make it. It says it takes 1 hour and 5 minutes, so we want to definitely write that here on the side. So 1.5 hours. All right, and then it gives me all the instructions in terms of ingredients and stuff right here. Not instructions, right here on the first page. I love when Pinterest recipe does that, and I don't have to go all the way into the recipe, especially when I'm on the go. I know I'll eventually have to go all the way into it because I need to see how to make it, but in terms of the ingredients and stuff when I'm on the go, like, because sometimes I'm at the grocery store when I'm looking at this, if I've been a slacker that week, y'all, sometimes I'll just pull this up while I'm at the grocery store and then I'll get whatever I need. But most of the time I have it all planned out. So let's see. Let's go ahead and decorate some of the page first because we don't want to not have enough space for decor. So I'm going to go ahead and just decorate this page first. And then when I get done decorating, then I'll come back and then we'll actually do all of the ingredients and the preparation and everything. And we'll write in the little sidebar over here. All right, so I went ahead and decorated some of it, but I want to take a little quick break and pause and write in all of my ingredients, and that way I can go ahead and click into this so I can see how much space I need for the preparation section. So this recipe says we need 1 pound of ground beef, we also need 1 pound of sausage, we need salt and pepper, broccoli, garlic, 1 onion, 1 teaspoon of oregano. We need 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese, 1/2 cup of heavy cream, 8 ounces of mozzarella, and 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese, just in case you're wondering, because I'm just going to go ahead and write it all in. All right, so that's done. So I know I have a little more space for decor if I choose to add a little bit more. So now we can go ahead and click into the recipe to see what exactly we need specifically, or what instructions we need to be able to make that. And so let's see. All right, so it says in a large skillet, brown hamburger, sausage, onion, and garlic over medium heat, and then season it, and then steam the broccoli, and then place the cream cheese in the microwave for about 45 seconds until soft, and then you whisk until it's smooth. Then you gradually whisk in the cream until it's smooth. Combine the hamburger, broccoli, cream cheese in a large casserole dish. Taste test it, top with shredded cheese, and then you're gonna bake it. Super easy recipe. So it looks like there is about, well, it tells me there are 8 steps, but sometimes I can combine them into less, so that way, you know, if I want to actually put like a list here or bullet points, then I'll condense it, you know, and I kind of read it and condense it the way I see fit. And so I'm going to try to condense it as much as I can. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and I'm going to decorate at the same time. Pretty much completed. So now I'll just need to go ahead and fill out the side part here. And so let's see what I want to use for that. Didn't really go too much into these sticker books because they weren't quite what I needed in this particular spread. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to use any of that. And so let's go ahead and see about decorating that side part there, and then we'll be done, y'all. So I'm getting back into menu planning, so you guys will have to drop me a comment below and let me know if you want me to continue doing this, if you really truly missed it, and how you feel about me starting to do recipe planning again. I probably should have put a sticker there, but now that I've written that in, it's too late. So main ingredients are going to be ground beef. And it serves, let's see if it tells me. Sometimes these recipes don't tell how much they serve. Let's see. This one says it serves 6 to 8. 6 to 8 people. And so what I do, you guys know that I cook 3 times a week, and so I'll cook on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I make enough for those 2 days so that we could have recipes that following day. So there are 4 people in our family, and it says it serves 6 to 8 people, so I think I'm good. I think I'm good because we won't eat that much, and then I normally pair it with something else, and so I'm sure whatever I pair it with will allow us to be full and not I won't have to double this recipe or add anything additional. So I'll say difficulty is 1 because it looks really simple. Prep time, it says 20 minutes, and so I should have waited because it says cook time is 45 minutes. So let me see, can I add this sticker there? See, y'all, I don't know what happens. Sometimes I get these bum books, and so this book has no sticky on the back and all the sticky is right here. So I'm not sure why that is the case. So fortunately, I do have several other colorful boxes because I just love them that much, so I can easily just go into another one. But that has happened to me quite a few times, y'all, where I've had sticky on one side on the wrong side and not on the other side. So okay, so that is not going to work because it's just a little bit too big. So let me see if I can use the smaller one. I don't think I can use the smaller one. Okay, let's do this. Let's be creative and use 2. Alright, so cook time is 45 minutes. Alright, and then there's a place here for notes, but I don't really need to put anything there because I just don't have anything to write in for notes. Sometimes I'll write in what I'll pair this with. So let's see, how about we do that? I'm probably going to pair it with a salad, although it does have broccoli in it. I don't think it hurts to have a salad with it as well. So let's find a sticker from the food sticker book. And for my family, I'll probably do bread, y'all. Not for me, but for them. So let's find that bread in here as well. All right, so let's see how we can make this cute. That could work, right? Just keeping it simple. All right, that's it. Pretty simple, right? I love recipe planning. It's just amazing to me to be able to transform a page from nothing to this, for one, and then also I just enjoy cooking and preparing things for us to eat for the week, and so it just all works out for me. And I know some people that, you know, just really despise it almost, but I just love it. I love it so much. But there are other parts of planning that I do not enjoy as much. Like I don't really enjoy memory keeping for some reason, because I don't know, I think it's a lot for me. But I do in my head wish that I was a memory planner, but I'm just not, y'all. I'm just not. So this is how the page looks. Again, it's hamburger sausage keto and hamburger sausage and broccoli casserole, but it is keto. And so I'm super excited to try this out. Haven't tried it yet. I did plan 1 week to try it, but for some reason didn't try it. So I love how this page turned out. I think it's super cute. So hopefully you enjoy this video and you got a little bit of sense of how I recipe keep and menu plan, and it was helpful to you in some way. So let me know if you have any questions below. I would love to hear from you. And so that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this Wildcard Wednesday. Hopefully you were a little bit inspired and you found maybe something you want to use in your planner, and maybe it sparked you to want to do more menu planning. Who knows, right? And you will consider subscribing to my channel and also giving me a thumbs up on this video. Thanks again, guys. I really appreciate you stopping by today. Hopefully you will join me on another video, in which case I'll see you then.